I've got some news about guide dog Olga. So if you want to hear about the update, grab a cup of tea and let's chat disability. Hey gorgies, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to talk about guide dogs, the training process, how I felt when I first got my gorgeous guide dog Olga, which was a long time ago now. The process in the UK is different to around the world, and I thought I'd just add my 2 cents because I don't think I've really done a video in detail like this before. It's going to be a cool one. So if you don't know about guide dogs for the blind, where have you been living? They are my favourite charity. Hands down, they were the ones that when I was low and not going out of the house and not wanting to go anywhere, brought my gorgeous guide dog Olga into my life. I was 18 when I got my first guide dog. So, oh my gosh, I'm 24 now. So what's that? I'm bad with maths. 6 years ago. A bit of a tumbleweed while I tried to work that out, Queens, but there we go. I'm a journalist, not a mathematician. So I've had her for 6 whole years, just over, and I love being a guide dog owner. I love everything about it. What they don't tell you when you're 18 though is that really in order to get to school you have to wait for your guide dog to do a bit of a poo before you go out the house, which is fine. You are after all living and breathing a new partnership, and you're looking after this new being that looks up to you and towards you for love and support, but they're also giving so much back to you at the same time, which is what I love. I think at the start of my sight loss journey I did feel like, I was asking loads of the people around me. I was always going, where's this, where's that? You know, I was adjusting to a routine where I had to be organised, have labels everywhere and just know where everything was, and I wasn't used to that being a sighted person for 17 years. So yeah, when I got Olga, I think I was just so happy that another being was relying on me to have their food and go for the toilet and just their basic needs. I felt valid. Olga made me feel validated, and that back then meant more to me than anything in the world. Now I'm with my guide dog more than I am humans. She goes on the train with me, she gets me into London. Well, we both get each other into London, but it's very much a team partnership. I think when you're a teenager though, you do push back on mobility aids. I certainly did. I didn't want to use my cane. I thought it was too uncool. I didn't want a guide dog. I didn't want to be that girl at school with a dog, but I was. As soon as I embraced it, I became happier. So a lot of the time, people ask me about mine and Olga's partnership. Am I training her? What harness colour should it be if you're fully qualified? And these are just a few questions I wanted to answer today. So if you're a guide dog owner in the UK and you are fully qualified, you have a white harness. Mine is slightly off-white now because I've had it for so long, but it comes fully white and it's white leather. I actually had to have my handle slightly shortened because Olga is quite a big dog for how short I am. I'm only 5'1.5". So yeah, she comes up to above my knee slightly. So she's a lab cross retriever. She's got a black coat and she's just the most adorable thing. I actually qualified with Olga when I was at sixth form, and I remember my trainer Emma walking in to the visual impaired unit that was in one of the rooms at my mainstream secondary school. I just remember sitting at the table and signing this piece of paper that now made me basically a guide dog trainer slash owner. You know, you become a dog trainer. They teach you all of these different commands. It's such a whirlwind, and you have such a responsibility to uphold these commands. Because at the end of the day, Guide Dogs UK train dogs for £50,000. Like, that's how much money has been behind Olga, and they gave her me for 50p. So there is a lot of responsibility there, and I was so happy to take on that because of the freedom that Olga gave me when I first got her, and even now. You know, she is such a gorgeous guiding companion and truly my best friend. I call her my little daughter, my fairy daughter. The process with Guide Dogs UK when they're first born, as little tiny puppies coming from the Leamington Breeding Centre, that's where Olga came from. Basically, they start their life out with a volunteer called a puppy walker, and they are with the puppy walker for 14 weeks. And this puppy walker will teach them basic commands and get them socialised out in public, see if they like trains, going shopping, you know, just taking them places and making sure that they can sit at curbs and also sit and wait for their food and then take it after the 3 whistles, and their recall is good. So all of that is their fundamental training. After the 14 months, then your dog typically gets enrolled in one of the 4 national training centres that we have in the UK, which is so cool. Olga was there for a time. She had all of her training there. This was where the harness is introduced and they start learning their basic key commands to start guiding, going around obstacles, shorelining, which is going to the left or right of a space, so we can determine which area we're in on the curb. All these different things. So clever, and there's such bespoke training that the guide dog mobility instructors do with these dogs to get them up to scratch so they can guide someone like me. So my guide doggy Olgie started her life at the Leamington Guide Dogs Breeding Centre, where most guide doggies start, and her parents are called Alex and Simba. Her litter was the letter O. Most of the time, guide dogs name litters after a set letter of the alphabet. So all of Olga's doggy brothers and sisters are Otto, Ollie, Oreo, with a slight exception if someone sponsors a doggy. So she had a few siblings with different letters in their first name. But yes, really cute. But imagine if I got Ollie, because my partner is called Ollie, so it would have been Ollie and Ollie. So no, Ollie and Olga, my 2 O's. My gorgeous family. Once they're done with the breeding centre, that's when they go on to training with someone like me. When the guide dog is ready to be matched with us, we sort of have an initial matching session where we just test whether we walk the same speeds, and the guide dog mobility instructor is so key in this partnership. At the end of the day, they know the dog best at this point. They've been working with them for weeks and weeks. I think I got Olga at around 15 months, but this is so early, I've been informed. She's such a quick learner. She's so cheeky and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I think she just picked everything up so quickly. So I think typically you get them from around 15 months to 2 years old. That's when they've completed their training. Anyway, so by the time they get to us, they are bedding themselves into a new environment. Then you start your partnership. So everything isn't going to go right straight away. I remember when I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I'm so overwhelmed. It was my February half term at school. So I was thinking about work and being with Olga, but I needed her so much at that point to guide me about. I just thought it was the best for me, and so did my parents. That time I was equipped enough to start training with her. Everyone around me thought it was the best decision, and it so was, because look at our partnership, but it felt overwhelming at the time. And you can have training as a guide dog owner. I had mine at home, but I think they used to do it, they took you away and had the training at a hotel, like residentially. I don't know what they do right about now, but yeah, that is what I did. And I had 2 weeks where I did such intense training with my mobility instructor and with Olga, and we did so much. We went through all of my local routes. We went up and down to school. We went to the shop. The second week of our training together, we had traffic awareness training. That training is just all about being aware of your surroundings, hearing the traffic, and also just getting Olga to be aware of the cars. And she so was. She was amazing. She didn't pull me out into any oncoming traffic, and that is their job. That is their duty. They're so amazing. And you hear of these stories in the media, don't you, of guide dogs saving guide dog owners' lives because they're so traffic aware. And that was about it. You know, after that, it is just the paperwork and making sure that, you know, you bond together over the next several years of your partnership. When I got that qualifying pack, I was the happiest girl in the world. Olga is just the most amazing dog on the planet, and she got me out of such a dark place. She was the thing that was getting me up in the morning and giving me a reason to smile when I felt quite low at the start of my sight loss journey. And she was getting me up saying, look mum, I need food, get out of bed, let's go. She was the one being like, right, I need to go to the shop because I need to work today. I was like, yeah, well, actually I need bread, Olga. So yeah, you're right, we need to go out, you know. And I was that insane one, like talking to her dog, but you know, I still do that now and I'm not ashamed of it. You know, we have such a close bond. So this brings me to my news about my lovely girl. After some talks with my guide dog mobility instructor, we have decided that it is time for Olga to retire. I could cry. I've said this a few times now. I have had a lot of tears. But yes, it is time for Olga to retire. She's 8.5 years old now, and she's been in several different places with me. She's been to uni with me, she's been to work with me, she's been to several different cities with me, different jobs, and she's just tired out, and it's time for her to take her harness off and just have some massive fun. I mean, she already has loads and loads of fun, but maybe she'll be allowed a bit more on my bed now or the sofa. I don't know, we'll see. I wanted to tell you guys for a while, but I was just it's quite an emotional thing to go through, having your guide retire, and I'm just going through the process of applying to be on the list again, having mobility training. I'll be going to a panel to see if my cane skills are any good, so that's a bit nerve-wracking, but you know, it is all well and good. Like, I'm so excited for the next chapter. I'm just really quite emotional about Olga leaving. Of course, she's not leaving. She will still be in my family, either living with me or my mom and dad. So we haven't decided the logistics of that yet, but yeah, she's not going anywhere. She's not allowed to leave my side, but it's just going to be a bit of an adjustment over the next few months to the years. I don't know when I'm going to get my new guide dog. All of that is just up to so many different factors with the process of getting a guide dog, but yeah, I will update you all whenever I hear any news. But yes, I think I'm just going to go get Olga now to end the video. So this is my gorgeous girlie. We're just on the sofa, aren't we, Bugsy? And you're retiring soon, aren't you, sweetie pie? She's a lot more, like, tired. She's a lot more tired these days, aren't you, sweetheart? Hey? Oh, you're going to get up then. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. I guess if Olga wants to get off the sofa and go, I better go and take her for a free run. I am so emotional about her retiring, but it's just the start of a new chapter. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next week for a new one.